Hello again everybody and welcome back to Fugit's Blitz, and today we're going to look at the T95, better known as the Doom Turtle, or in my case the Turtle of Doom. I do like this Tier 9 American TD. I've always liked it, however it has been changed to the extent it now has a super duper speed boost, which personally I thought was strictly unnecessary. Why do I think that? Well, the tank was pretty hardcore before it had its super duper speed boost. Okay, it was slow, it was cumbersome, and it was heavy, but the idea behind it was it had a fantastic gun with a lot of alpha damage and rock solid frontal armor. It was meant to be slow. The reason it was meant to be slow is because you needed to get around the bloody side of it. Now with its super duper speed consumable, that's, you know, it's not as easy as it sounds anymore. I mean, this thing can now turn on a dime, as they say. Let's have a look at some of the parameters of this tank. Okay, it's got 1600 HP, which is not shabby considering it is a tier 9 TD. And frontally, that armor is still rock solid. Its DPM is just over 3000. Not the best, but certainly not the worst. Penetration, however, 276, I mean, that is pretty hardcore. This thing will hold its own in tier 10, despite the fact it's a tier 9. Damage-wise, while it's the best in its tier and in its class, 640 is the output. That's pretty hardcore. I mean, you're talking TD-wise, you're talking tier 10 output there. It's crazy when you think about it. Rate of fire is just under 5 rounds a minute, which, okay, I mean, that's a bit slow, but it's not that slow. The reload time is just under 13 seconds, which again, when you're churning out 640 IN alpha, I mean, that ain't bad at all. Base aim time is just over 2 seconds, again, not too shabby. Not the best, but certainly not the worst. Gun depression, well, it has only 5 degrees. But the idea behind this thing is to use that frontal armor. The only thing that's got downside to it is the very bottom plate, which, when you look at this thing frontally, is like a slither of armor that you can pen. It ain't the easiest tank. And you can also pen the cupolas, but again, that ain't the easiest either. So having 5 degrees of gun depression doesn't really make too much of a difference with this thing. It's a bully. It's meant to be a bully. And you're going to see me being a bully in this thing. I mean, here we are on mines. Who's camping at the back? Not me. I'm getting up there. I'm up there with the big boys, pushing my way forward, because you can afford to be aggressive in this tank. Okay, it's speed and it's forward and backwards. It's pants. I mean, 16 kilometers going forward, 10 kilometers going backwards, but it's irrelevant. This is a bully. This is like the mouse. I mean, it is rock solid. I mean, I've already bounced 40. In fact, I've bounced more than I've actually dished out in this thing so far. I better talk about the elevation, because that's a whopping 20 degrees, which, considering this is a flat pancake of a tank when you look at it, I mean, its profile is pretty nice. That's quite a lot. Traverse speed, well, this is where it becomes a bit sort of weird. Traditionally, it's 26 seconds to turn it. However, you drop that super duper speed boost, and boy, I mean, the speed boost just drops it so much, it makes it unbelievably quick, to the point where this thing just turns so quickly, it's like a ballerina. I mean, that's huge. Huge. I mean, this thing will now turn on a dime, absolutely. And you know what? For a big, lumbering, heavy TD, its camouflage and concealment isn't that bad either. It's not brilliant, but it's the best for its tank in class. Well, it's the second best for its tank in its class and in its tier. That's not shabby. The thing I like about it, you really can afford to be an aggressive player, and you really can afford to be an ultimate bully. I love this tank. I loved this tank before they gave it the super duper consumable. And I say it again, I do not think the super duper consumable was actually warranted or needed in this thing. Yeah, okay, I get it. People don't like going at a snail's pace. But crikey, guys, I mean, what more do you want? I mean, to be honest with you, that super duper consumable has almost made this tank broken. In the hands of a good player, there is no way that, you know, you're going to be shabby in this thing. Now, it used to be, it took you a long time to get anywhere on the battlefield, and you really did struggle to move anywhere mobility-wise. But that was the point. You're a support tank. You're not meant to be front-lining it like I am in these games. But now with the super duper consumable, you really can. You can front-line this thing until the cows come home. And a lot of people are going to struggle. There's a Foch there. That's the tier 10 Foch. That is a great tank. I'm going to lose a lot of my hit points in this game before I even get anywhere. And this is what I wanted to show you, because this tank was hardcore before they gave it that super consumable. This tank is even more hardcore now. I'm on 5 HP. And everybody would turn around and say, ah, but Fugit, you're not long for this game. There's a Foch. He's almost full HP. All he needs to do is hit me with an HE round. He doesn't. Even hitting me with an HE round frontally is going to be difficult. And you can see here, I'm just wriggling and jiggling and trying to block that shot. I block it. Now, I'm still only on 5 HP. Him ramming me ain't going to do anything. And there he goes. He's gone. That's what you can do in the Doom Turtle. And this is why I don't understand why that super duper speed boost was given to this tank. This tank was hardcore. It is now borderline broken. And if you have, you know, if you don't like the Turtle of Doom, or the Doom Turtle as many call it, then you're missing a trick here, because with that, you put that super duper consumable on, guys, and trust me, you will dominate the battlefield, and you will get a shed load of damage. You really will. I mean, you can average quite easily 3.5k in this thing, easily, and you will block a shed load of stuff. And here we are, the final game here again on Mines. And again, I'm not going to sit at the back. I'm in a Turtle of Doom. I'm going to get up there. I'm going to front line it. I'm going to do what the Doom Turtle is meant to do. Be a bully, be an intimidating tank, and really just have a fantastic time in it. And, you know, I've dropped the super duper consumable to get there. And in a moment, I'll drop it again once it reactivates. Because why not? It's there for a reason. So, guys, if you've really looked at this tank through sort of squeezed eyes before, you need to get them a bit opened, and you need to realise this ain't the tank it used to be. This is no longer that sit at the back or take you, you know, a massive amount of time to get wherever you need to go. This now, with that super duper consumable, is just fantastic. I think they should take it away from it. And I know that's going to annoy a lot of people, but I don't think this tank should have that super duper consumable. I really don't. It's made the tank not OP, because no tank is OP, but it's made it borderline broken. And this tank never needed it. It just never needed it. Anyway, I love the Turtle of Doom. I've been Fugit. By all means, comment and everything below. Tell me your thoughts on the Doom Turtle. What do you think? Do you think it should have that super duper? And until the next time, guys, stay safe out there, have fun on the battlefield, and happy tanking, because that is what it's all about, having fun and being happy.